Alright, so I'm going to make a video today on this new trailer. I got a upgrade from my 5x10 to a 6x10, but this one has 7-foot walls and that one has 5-foot walls. So that plus it's a much cleaner trailer for the kind of business that I want to do. So here's the inside. Unfortunately, I made a pretty in-depth video yesterday, kind of demoing what was here, installing the lights, and just talking about my plans. I go to put it into iMovie and there's no storage, so I had to delete some videos, and by mistake deleted a couple of the clips from this, which was so stupid. But long story short, this is where I'm at. Cleared a bunch, put these lights in. They're going to be wired up to a battery that I have here, and today my goal is I'm going to start mocking up some shelves. So just kind of go over, I'm going to have shelving on this side along that back wall. Pretty much all my tools and miscellaneous stuff I have. Then this side, I have yet to determine yet, because I'm going to have about a 4-foot, 5-foot walkway, 4 to 5 foot. I have E-track for my other trailer. I might put here and do some kind of wall system. I'm not too sure, but we're going to see. So today I'm going to start mocking some stuff up and show you where I go.
All right, so I figured my first run is going to be 18.5 inches. Because that will fit a storage bin, which is what I eventually want to do. So I think these screws are going to do it. They might not have enough juice, so switch the bits. 225. Let's see if there's no juice in this thing. Alright, 18 inches. Luckily, this is not a fine carpentry. Let's make sure it doesn't go to the other side. I'm going to get slightly smaller screws. We'll see what this one does. 18.5. Oh, I didn't account for that. That's going to come out and back. I put a couple into the sheetrock and I put 2 into the studs. And it seems pretty solid. Most of the weight is going to be on the front. This is really just for holding that plywood. Not a lot of weight's going to be on this, so I think we're fine with 2. I can always add more. Second one's going to be at around 25 because, like I said, I want to be able to put bins, like Christmas light bins and storage bins in this level. But down there, I also like to put my miter saw, circular saw, that kind of thing. So I'm going to put this at 25, and then after we account for the 1/4 inch plywood, and then the 2x4, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 21.25, and that should work. So I'll probably go a little taller than, I'll probably go right up to this brown line here to give me every inch I can get, but we should be fine. So I'm going to do that right now. You watch me do this. You watch me work some magic. Alright. Yeah, so I'm thinking something like that. It's going to be a fairly wide, actually. Here's my teeth. My flicker saw needs 22. And we have 26. Then we subtract the 3. Alright, yeah, that'll just work. That'll be good. Because then the rest of here we have 25, right, nice. Yeah. So the situation we're in right now is if I space this out the same as the bottom, I'm gonna have an awkward space up here where it's really big. And if I have a big space, I want it in the middle just because obviously something bigger probably is gonna be heavier. So first of all, I don't wanna have to lug it up here. And second of all, for stability of the trailer while I'm driving down the road, I don't wanna put heavy stuff on the top shelf. You know, it's more of a leaning hazard. So I'm gonna put this here and then one more there, and I'll show you that. Alright, water break. I got my first 2 verticals up. Pretty good. So now I need to work on coming this way. Yes, and I need to come out with brackets coming out this way. Same with over there. So I'm going to work on that. I need to see how wide I want this. I'm going to measure my miter saw and everything to see how wide I need it to be. I don't want to come out more than 1.5 feet because I want as much walkway space as I can. So I'm going to start measuring some things and see what I come up with.
Alright, well, it's definitely a mess, but end of day 1. It's you know, I'm kind of just going with the flow on this. I had a game plan, then I kind of abandoned it and tried to do something else. It's hard because I'm not just building this to be a tool trailer. If that was the case, it would be way different than this. I'd be really making nice plywood shelves. But another thing is, you know, it's Christmas lights and doing all of that. I need to be able to, you know, be able to fit storage bins on every level and just kind of have the idea for what I'm going to do during that season. So it's, you know, I want to do so much more, but I know I have to keep it simple, keep the gaps big for the bins. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do here is storage on the bottom, storage in the middle. This is going to be a high workbench. This is probably, I think this is probably 4.5, probably 4 feet right here, this level. And then I'm going to have a flat workbench here. And this is where I'm going to just put small stuff throughout the year. But, you know, during Christmas light season, I'll have my accessories up here bolted down. And I'm thinking if I could find some nice cabinets for up top, maybe I'll just do that. Right now, I was able to do it. I have 9 feet from the front of that wood to the front of here. So I have 9 feet. And then I have 4 feet, 4 inches wide so I can fit plywood or anything I need. Right now, I mean, this is super sturdy. It's moving with the trailer. You know, I just notched out to go there. And then tomorrow or next episode, I'm going to be putting plywood. And I'll start putting some tools away in here. You know, this gap is kind of annoying to me. This big gap. I just did it to keep the symmetry. You know, I kept the joinery going this way. And just so I could really interlock it. Because if you think about it now, it's interlocked this way, and this way. And then it's interlocked 3 up here. This was another thing I kind of beat myself up over. Originally, I was going to keep it like this. And then do a board from the top of this board to the bottom of this board. But then I realized, you know, I really want this end structural because this is the only tail end over here. You know, there's nothing holding up this middle. So I just threw a piece behind there because that's going to be interlocking everything. And that's my light flashing. That's probably telling me to go inside for the night. But once I get the plywood in there, I'll know a little better. This is going to be a deep storage too. I'm thinking if I can find one of those like Craftsman or Harbor Freight drawers for tools, I'll stick that right in here. That'll be nice to have. And then up here is going to be another weird thing. I might have to put some kind of shelving, or I might do like a kind of cubicle system here. You know, maybe 10 by 10 squares for small odds and ends. We'll see. But the next day I'm going to be here is either going to be plywood on the top here, or I'm gonna run this electrical system with my battery and kind of put like a panel in here. So that'll be it. Just gotta load everything up in here and go on. All right, so I'm back for the next day. Today I have my $50 Husky light. It's actually pretty bright, 50 bucks at Home Depot for, I guess, for Christmas sale. It's actually a pretty nice light. But so today my goal is going to be putting shelves here and here, and if I have enough, which I probably don't, back there. And then if I finish early, I'm going to show you some tools that I got the other day doing a junk removal job that was pretty crazy. Pretty awesome tools I got. You know, maybe I'll show you in this clip right now. So the first thing is, I mean, this is pretty simple stuff, but that's just a straight edge for plywood. It just, you lock and unlock it and it slides to where you want to go. So if you want to just cut a normal piece of sheetrock or anything, you have that. And then I'll bring you over to the other section real quick. So here's the other tools: jumper cables, a bunch of sheetrock and spackling tools. Then the coolest thing, I think, a bunch of 4-foot quick grip clamps. I think there's like 7 or 8. A brand new manual tile cutter, a box full of sheetrock screws, all different sizes, a big tarp, and then one of the cooler things is demo for like decks. It takes up the deck boards with the screws, so it's pretty awesome. And then a bunch of Simpson strong tie connectors. So pretty awesome junk job. I filled this whole trailer up to the top, but it was definitely worth it. So I'll get back to it.
The best thing is when you have all the tools to do it right. So when you do it wrong, this is what it is. Twice, measure once. Did it fit? Beautiful execution. It's almost like I've done that. That is just jelly on bread, baby. So I'll go to the next shelf and see what happens.
All right. So I got the second shelf up, and I brought in my miter saw and a couple things to see how it would look. Everything pretty much is fitting exactly how I want to. The only thing I didn't calculate for was the pegs on the miter saw stand. I don't know how I'm gonna get around that. I think if I fold them up, actually, it'll lean back and it'll work, because I'm gonna put a nose board so stuff doesn't come flying off. I'm gonna do that on both levels here. So I'm gonna do that now, so that stuff doesn't fly when we're driving. And then yeah, then I'm gonna either work on the wiring, or over there I'm gonna see what kind of wood I got going on. And then yeah, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm gonna keep going from here. All right, so kind of built this up, put the toe boards in. They're about 2 inches high all the way around. So now it's onto the back. It's getting kind of late, so I don't know how much more I'll do. I decided to not do a toe board down here just because I'm only putting my table saw and it's not sliding out between that 2x4, so I'll save the wood for a shelf or something. But now I'm gonna look at the back. I think one thing I'm definitely gonna do here is I'm gonna cut this off since it's so deep, and I'll have a mini shelf here for stuff. And I think I'm definitely gonna do some kind of shelving up here. I feel like that's a lot of wasted height. I mean, depending on what I put on there, because I feel like this could be a nice little workbench to do something real quick, but also for storage. Then back here's my next battle. I want to do the electrical, but I want to do it, you know, I want to make a little compartment for it, just so it's all its own little thing. I could open it up like a little door, so it could be the electrical box. So I don't want to hook that up yet until it's all shelved off. So I'm gonna have to shelve off back here. Maybe what I'll do now is I'll set my lumber back here so, to rest on the back, and just so the plywood could rest on the back there. So I'll probably do that now and see where that gets me.